Welcome to FemWisdom with Ma. This is a unique podcast with some pretty juicy conversations between feminine wisdom leaders and myself when my channel is open, bringing through the source of feminine wisdom I call Ma. Now, here's our host, Venus Kesselberg, who'll be holding space today for us in these conversations, and I'll let her introduce our special guest.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. It is an honor today to introduce Tanya Lynn. Tanya is a pioneer in feminine embodiment. She has over 15 years of experience in transformational experiences that support women in healing, speaking, and leading their deepest truth. She's a founder of Sistership Circle and the creator of somatic certification, the Feminine Freedom Method. And today we're going to get a chance to hear more about her project in Costa Rica that I'm really excited about. Welcome, Tanya.
Thank you so much for having me. And I know Sistership Circle is a mouthful.
Yes,
I even practiced.
And it's legendary. Tanya Lynn is a legend in creating circles of women and giving, you've given a system to something that was previously sort of ineffable that people would just kind of fuddle their way through. And I love that about you. And we've known each other for so many years. And we kind of share that love of creating systems that hold the container for the goddess, for the feminine power to feel safe and to do what it came here to do. And so I'm so excited that you're here. I'm so excited I get to channel for you. Yay. Thank you for showing up, babe.
Absolutely. I know. I was just telling Venus that I met you kind of at the beginning around 2011, something like that. Yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a couple lifetimes.
Right.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to let you guys talk while I go get prepared. I'm just going to turn my camera off and get prepared to open up my channel for Ma. And I'll be channeling for you in 5 minutes or something, whenever you guys are ready. Okay, cool.
Sounds great. Thank you. So Tanya, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your project in Costa Rica.
Yeah. So my husband and I had a ceremony in October 2020 for our anniversary. And 3 weeks later, we were on a plane down here, put everything in storage, brought our 2 kids and a cat, didn't know what we were doing, following spirit. And we were guided here I'm in the Santa Teresa, Montezuma area. And actually it was Brent who really got this download he said, we're moving to this area and we're building a goddess temple. And I'm like, all right, let's do this. And it's really this merging of passions and visions, mine with the circles and all the work that I've been doing online for over a decade. And for him, the temple at Burning Man. And that's where actually he proposed to me. And so this fusion of these 2 visions, because Brent always says, for every temple that they burn at Burning Man, wouldn't it be cool if they built one? And what if we dedicated them to the feminine? And so we've been on this crazy, crazy journey since we purchased raw land, didn't have a clue about building, really didn't speak any Spanish, and have somehow figured something out where we now have 2 of our domes, and the plan is to have 12 of these domes as places to sleep, and the dome with its round curves representing the feminine. And then we have this container home that's kind of like the base for the property right now, which we live in, but we can also use for retreats. And so we've kind of gotten to this place of, all right, we got some basic structures on here. They're not basic, they're pretty amazing. Let's take a pause for a moment. Let's recalibrate. Let's make sure that we're not working ourselves into the ground. And and then, go on to the next phase of building out the whole center.
Oh, that's wonderful. So what is the vision? The vision is it's to be a retreat center for the divine feminine.
Yeah. So the main focus being this goddess temple, and think Burning Man, 90-foot structure piece of art that literally you can see from the water. We have an ocean view where people, it becomes a pilgrimage place. And then the retreat center is kind of surrounding it as the support for the physical support for the goddess temple. Yeah.
Gotcha. And how has that, you moved down there, kind of started from scratch. How has that been for you?
The hardest thing that we've ever done in our life.
Wow.
No joke. At one point, honestly, didn't know if we were going to make it. We had just started building our first structure here. We were in pretty rundown, gross apartment, all crammed into an apartment with our cat. And I said, you know what? I can't live like this. And Brent, we got to get onto the property. So I'm going to take the kids back to San Diego. I'm going to live with my parents for a year and you figure it out. And miraculously, somehow, the money came in and we were able to build the house that we're living in. But it was that year of questioning everything.
Sure.
But getting support for us to move through that together. And I was still very committed. We were both still committed, but it was, it was like the make or break point
Sure.
for us. And it's been a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice. And somehow we're still moving along and feel like we're still being guided all the time.
Well, that's awesome. I look forward to seeing what Ma has to say for you too. Welcome, Ma.
Oh, honey, I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm so happy to be here in this body, on this planet with you. I'm so happy. I'm with you. I am so with you in this path to bring her to planet Earth, to anchor her in the real world, to merge and bridge the ancient times where devotion had a place and a circle and a connection with the elemental powers, and to create this bubble that you've already established. Yes, with the circles, of course, those are bubbles that you've created all over the world that you've helped to midwife. And now to witness what you've done to bring it into the mud where the lotus roots, the literal mud, where so much is sparking from the vortex of this Costa Rica, this rich coast, this place of richness, of fertility, this new vortex that has awakened. And you planted, when we guided you to, in the vortex before it even popped. You listened. You profoundly listened. And you followed in the way that was responsible. I am so proud of you, and I am so happy to be here in this body now to tell you that. Your womb has always been here for the collective. You showed up asking, what are the systems for my womb to serve the web of wombs? And that is a question that few are prepared here by the crucibles of life to even ask, much less to serve. You are an example of how the intellect and reason and drive of your own inner masculine can be matched and met through a profound trust opening and trust fall sometimes to meet your womb's own deep longing for what you can remember is possible, for what you long for what you are moving in faith towards. Ah, it's delicious to witness. It's delicious to witness from outside of humanity, and it's delicious to witness it from here inside the body, remembering just how flippin' hard that is. It's not easy. It's not obvious. And you are pioneering how to do that in a world that is full and confusing, and where people they think they are escaping to Costa Rica. There's no escape when you run into the center of a vortex. It's a forced wake up. And you are creating something that's not a pretend escape, but you are creating something that is a true temple. In other words, the right use of the vortex as an acceleration vessel, as a place where spirit and earth can work together with human intention, and be protected. And all of this work that you've been doing for decades to not only learn how to hold a vessel, but to teach how to hold a protective vessel. This is your grand work. And you are doing it. And no, it doesn't mean that it's easy. It doesn't mean that it all miraculously falls together with ease. That's a myth. But it does mean that you are graced and that you will continue to be supported in this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I have been feeling that a pause is needed, and where I'm struggling is in the relationship with Brent as the co-steward and making space and room for the council to come in.
Yes.
And there's a place where I feel like Brent is gripping for control, and that then there's no space. And so I'm trying to create that space right now by pausing. And then and then there's like a fear and a scarcity that we're missing the window, right? It's like, it's a now thing.
Yes. I feel you, darling. There are many channels and oracles in the field right now who speak to divine union as if it is the easeful path of oneness that we experience when we're not on this planet. It's not how it works here. Divine union can often feel here like a collision and wreckage and a hobbling, crawling escape from that wreckage where both are wounded enough to embrace. Yes, there's a learning curve. Yes, it doesn't always have to be dramatic. And yet you are working with polarity that is hot. The polarity of being in love with someone that you are co-creating with, whether you have co-created a child and you remember those early days, or you're co-creating a project, a business, a home, you're building a home. You happen to have done all three with this man, almost collectively, almost at the same time. It is powerhouses, two powerhouses. It's in the collision sometimes where the sparks of creation are found. And it is in the collision sometimes where there is enough wounding that both emerge humbled and bandaged and needing each other more than ever. And the embrace happens, and then the plan is revealed. Now, we don't mean this like a curse, like, oh, always has to be a horrible collision. But it's such a profound offering for you to speak to this here in this setting where you know you'll be heard and witnessed by your sisters. And this is another aspect of why we wanted you here, of why we wanted you to speak here in this container, is because you are exhibiting a form of feminine leadership that many forget, which is the sharing of the messy. You're open to sharing the mess.
Yeah.
To being honest about it. And you have taught that through Sistership Circle and through your own emulation, your own role modeling, that part of how we do life is by sharing the messy with our sisters. And it's part of the restoration of humility of self by revealing the mess. That's where the potential lies. And so again, please know that we are so proud of you for leading in this transparent way. Transparency of your heart, transparency of the real relationship. Because the greatest collaborative teams as couples are not just flowing together like angels, not on this planet, not in the mud, not in the muck where the lotus grows, not if you're doing something real. It's easy to stand on stage and share a microphone, darling, 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 darling. That's not divine union. That's performative. Divine union is also divine collision. And for your part, it is the ow, post-collision. Ow, honey, that hurts. Ow. I don't think I can do this without you, and I'm not sure if I can do this with you, and can we do this? Ow, ow, ow. My longing is for collaboration, and my longing is for your leadership as spearhead, because he has been spearhead, focused forward while you've been weaving focus into his screen, into the spreadsheets, into the vision, into the plan. My longing is for your spearhead to stand back and hold space now for the creatrix energy. He may have forgotten that it is the creatrix weaving paired with the spearhead holding that creates in this world. And that the spears now actually are required to hold the perimeter. Not just his spear either, but the other spears as well. For the next birthing. It's important. The spearhead is not the listener. The spearhead is the holder. And the weaver inside is the great listeners. The great listeners because it's a team. The great listeners because they're listening to the above and the below and to all the humans. And the spears hold the space. The spears, his spear has been holding this. And he's tired too. And it's hard when you're tired to imagine that it's time to hold the spears out here instead of claiming the center, to be open. You're both exhausted for good reason. There are so few humans who get to this place of manifestation with spirit and earth. There are so few humans that create with spirit and earth. And there are 0 humans who do that without faltering and without questioning and without collision. It's necessary. You're at the collision point and you've begun the reparation. And it's what you call a pause, we call the humbling. What you call the pause, we call the resting and the coming back into connection. What you call pause, we call the space to see the truth of this ring of spears and the next creative circling, fomenting what's next. It's actually already clear. It's just a matter of both of you having the space to see it and to listen again. We're back around on the cycle of creation to the point of listening. Yes. Yes, yeah. It's right there. Yeah.
Yeah. He's afraid of losing our builders right now.
Yes, of course, because builders need a plan. And where there's a short pause while the plan is reinstituted, the builders are waiting on the edge of their seat. That's true. And any builder who's been involved with any project knows that it's part of the process, that the plans change. Some of those plans changing come straight from the builders. It is quite a collaboration. It is quite a collaboration. And you're both so tired. And so we're sending resource. Keep asking for resource, even in this waiting period, because you have established the magic already. And whether it goes down path 1, 2, or 3, it is happening. And those of us with eyes to see that you have shown up and done the thing that so many have dreamed of already, there is support here for you. But the driving and the colliding, sometimes it takes up so much space that there's not enough room for the receiving. So this pause could also be a space of receiving resource of the kind you want, qualified resource of wisdom, of wealth, of leadership, of connection. Yeah, of collaboration. Yeah, the kind you want, the kind you want. Oh, darling. All of us in this sisterhood can look at what you have created over these decades and say, wow, she's done it. She's anchored systems that connect women past their trust wounding. You have given us an important step along the path of the reweaving, the healing of the web of wombs. You did that. That's done. And now you've stepped into this vision that is one of the great visions that will be implemented, yes, and then copied, replicated around the planet, as you have seen. And please be mindful that many have tried and many have failed or walked away feeling like a failure because they got 8 steps done out of 10 before something happened and it couldn't complete. But together, all of these pods that are building the dream of the new temple, the gathering, the protected space on a vortex land, the place where people come and are accelerated in their connection with earth and spirit and purpose and community. Every single one who have tried, even if they only got to step 2 of 10, have helped to break through this brick wall that was built thousands of years ago to prevent things like this from happening. And together, it is now, there's a big hole in that wall, and it's more possible than ever to create what you're creating. But it's still pushing past, look at them, these barriers that are not visible. And so those with eyes to see the hole in the wall, with those with eyes to see that you've already established 7 out of 10 and you're on your way to 8, 9, 10. They want to support this. They want to support this. And it has felt steps 1 through 5, you were really on your own. And now you have some support, but you're very tired. Keep asking for support from spirit, from earth, from sisters. It's coming. It's here. It's here. It's right here. And we say this also to your beloved, to Brent. There is more support than you realize. And you're on the verge of stepping across that wall into a land where very few have crossed so far. But there will be hordes behind you. Yeah. It's a powerful time, and you are a powerful woman, and he is a powerful guardian, and he is tired.
Yeah, he keeps saying that the women aren't showing up.
It seems that way because there hasn't been the right landing pad for the women. And so they are in circling above the airport. They're circling and watching. Is it time? Is it time? Is there a place for me to land? Is there a place for me to land? They're circling.
Yeah, what's the landing pad? Right.
The landing pad is the vessel of the next path. Yeah, the clarity of what happens next. Of what happens next. Is this to be a small circle and a temple for a contained group? Is it a membership, right? Is this to be a wayfarer station of groups that are chosen, a larger audience and place? Or is this to be more like a stopping off place, a hotel of sorts, a place that you pop in, you pop out, you pop in, you pop out. And those things haven't been decided. That hasn't been decided yet. Because the plan to build is the big giant one. Pop in, pop out, pop in. It may not seem that way, but that's what would occur. Or, if we collapse, if we stop, if everything stops, really what happens is it's the smallest and membership and those, will be a smaller container. But the path of ease resides in the center. And that hasn't yet been easily seen by either of you because there's been so much drive that has moved beyond the path of ease. That's normal. It's okay. Any one of these 3 will be such a fantastic gift. It's already such a fantastic offering. The middle one just has more ease for you. For you too.
Yeah, we need ease.
Yeah. And moving towards the large one as planned looks like you wouldn't be there for the completion. You would have to pass it off because of the exhaustion and the resource limitations. It's too much. It's too much. So choosing something in the middle where you can bring in the ones that are circling and co-collaborate this one feels more fun and with a more flexible timeline instead of a drive. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to
drive.
drive.
This family home over here, this family home plus, this is a gift to the world. There is no scorecard, and all creators, please hear me on this. All creators of spaces and places and villages and homes and temples. And please hear me. That's your drive driving that. For us, for spirit, for your guides, we're watching for the energetic that you're bringing through. That is reality for us. For you, looking to the reality of the material, that's a whole nother layer. Your guides, your angels are always proud of you, are always happy with what you've created, with what you've done. There's no higher levels of heaven for people who created more, did more, blah, blah, blah. This is your game to play. This is a choose your own adventure game. Mm-hmm. And it's just time to choose. And sometimes when you're in divine union, the place of choosing happens in that injured, humbled state of reparation. And then the creative mind is open, and then the decision is obvious. Mm. And then those seeming limiters of what is in the emotional, physical limitation realm are actually pointers to the path of easeful prosperity. Not a failure, not a reduction, not a dumbing down. The tyranny of the mind exists in spiritual arrogance as well. The tyranny of the mind comes in and says, unless it has this grandeur, it's a failure. Oh no. Oh no. What happened? That's a coyote trick. Beware the coyote. Grandeur is very unlikely to be your path of easeful prosperity. All right. It's time to release the channel. We'll leave you two to chat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. So Tanya, what was your kind of biggest takeaway from that?
Confirmation. Yeah, I mean, I've already been more of a pause, rest. And what I noticed is that resource dig come through. And then I watched as Brent relaxed and followed suit. And this is literally just in the past week. And that what this reparation, right? It's like the hurt, the collision, now we are literally in like a reparation. And it's like just an hour ago, he comes in and he's like, I just want to let you know how much I love you. And I'm like, what do you want or need? He's like, nothing. I'm like, okay, yeah. So there's a settling happening for him. And then it's like a trusting that comes from that. So, yeah, because it's like there's this impatience, I guess, to know the next step.
Right.
But it's just so clear that it's like you don't need to know, you just need to pause, and it will come through. So yeah.
Beautifully said. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yay. It's always such an honor to get to be with you, Tanya. Like, it's great to get to channel for you. It's also great to just get to witness what you're up to, because you're just such a badass. And I'm very excited to be an investor in De La Diosa. Like, I have felt really, as soon as I made that investment, I just felt this big whoosh, like, yes. They say where you put your money is where your energy goes and who you are. And being an investor in De La Diosa, it's like, this is not just who I am, like personality wise, but like aligned with what my soul came here to do. And so thank you for providing me that opportunity to be an investor in De La Diosa. And anybody listening who wants to join me in being an investor in De La Diosa, like these people are solid, and I am in full faith of the powerful energetic and reality that is being created through De La Diosa. It's potent. I can feel it from here, whether my channel's wide open or not.
Yeah, I'm really excited that I have a retreat coming up next
Yay.
month. Yeah, it feels like that's what needs to start happening, is bringing more people onto the land. And yeah, I'm and just receiving from the land.
Yes. And you guys have been in full-on build mode for years. You've been in full-on real deal, digging into the dirt, building these incredible domes. And if you guys check out, we'll put the link in the show notes and then the YouTube description, but like, it's exquisite what they've built. It's not just little structures or huts in a jungle. It is these beautiful works of art. They're domes, the central domes in the central place of De La Diosa, which is a retreat center. It's kind of a small village. It's like it's a community and a temple. Freaking gorgeous, like incredible works of art that are strong and built for the jungle, and also take you right back to the time of the temple. Like for those of us that have past life memories of being in the old temples, devoted to the goddess, devoted to feminine wisdom practices, these domes take you right back there immediately inside of a paradisical place. So come on, like this is so super rad. It's so super rad. You have to see it. They have an incredible little video that shows you. And I was also really moved when I became an investor at how transparent you guys are about the entire plan, the financials, the projections. And while I know that you're looking at your next phase of development going, okay, how big is it going to be? What are we going to do? The first phase is complete. Like it's real. We're not investing in some future possibility. We're investing in something that exists right now. And that's so powerful. So powerful. So beautiful. Well done.
Oh, thank you. That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Amen, sister. But you know what? You and I have never been afraid of big vision projects.
No, we came here with big visions, big visionary energy.
And you've big vision, big V energy. And like, you've already established and completed several. And this is just the next one. And you just happen to be in that point of like, woof. Woof. But it's so beautiful. It's already reality. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So good.
Anything
really
else you want to leave us with, Tanya?
I just had an insight. It's almost like there's this resistance to having people be here. And I just got that it's because of the exhaustion.
Yeah.
And I've been in this shifting from holding space to curating space, and the lightness that comes with curating versus holding. And that's what's required, because it's almost like, if we have people here, we have to take care of them, and we have to manage, and we have to hold. But what if actually that's not the case? And I'm going to share that insight with Brent. I think I don't think he's even aware of that resistance, but it's definitely there. And since I've created some space, now it's like I'm listening and I'm tuning in, and I'm able to pay attention to all these things.
Yes.
And be able to then
I love that.
Open the floodgates, I guess, because we have to have the capacity. but we also have to shift from holding to curating.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I can so relate with that in terms of like, you know, we have pond parties sometimes because I have the natural swimming pond. We're like, hey, Sunday, Tony's always like, let's have another pond party. And I'm like, oh, that sounds exhausting. And he's like, but it's not exhausting. He's like, we have people who do this. Everybody helps clean up. I'm like, oh yeah, it's all about the invitation. So we invite people, potluck, bring your food. Some people are like, I'll stay after and clean. We set up systems so that they know how to put things away. And actually, it's not hard. And it energizes me when I think it's going to drain me. So I can really relate to what you're saying. And I think it's a courageous act to go ahead and invite people and say, you're coming, expect to pitch in, expect to bring your guardian self. We're inviting a bunch of space holders because we want you to hold the space because we're freaking tired. Expect to give back. You're right. Such a different mindset.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the big takeaway today.
Awesome.
Super powerful.
Yay. Wow. And thank you, Venus, for holding the space for us.
Yeah. Thank you, Venus.
Totally my honor and pleasure. That was awesome. And I love your awareness, Tanya.
Yeah, there were a few times where I just got teary-eyed. I was really moved.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because it felt like there was very little for me to say. It's just about me listening. I just needed to listen. That's it, you know?
I could feel her in my channel just like wanting to bust out for you. Like she was like, let me tell you what I've been wanting to tell you. You know, like she's been watching and she wants this. And I could feel that. Like sometimes when she comes through, she's just like kind of this, you know, this almost like a mirror. People ask questions and the answers come and it's all very do. But with you, I could feel this passion, this some warmer energy that's like, oh, I know this one. This is my girl. Like, I need her to know that I'm proud of her. I need her to know that what she's up to. I need her to have the bigger picture so she doesn't give up. I need her to have the resource. And it was a sweet feeling, like an auntie who knows you really well and wants to make sure that you have everything you need. Like, it was very personal. So it was really sweet.
Love it. Yay.
Yay, friends. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And thank you for listening. And check out the links so that you can get a glimpse at De La Diosa. It's really extraordinary. All right.
All right.
Mwah. Thanks for joining us here for FemWisdom with Ma. And if you enjoyed the show, please subscribe and leave us a great review. Would you like more? Come on over to FemWisdom.com and we will show you how to get your own questions answered by Ma on the show. You can explore articles and teachings from Ma's wisdom to inspire you, and you can discover more about how to activate your own creative channel as the feminine wisdom leader you were born to be.